Hello there, and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling and the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and I'm the Novice Modeller, and today we're going to have a look at some rather intriguing and interesting figures that I happened upon on eBay a couple of weeks back, which are the 1/35 scale History in Miniature series by Tamiya. And apparently, when I did the haul unboxing for these, a lot of people were like, what the hell are these? And that's pretty much the same reaction when I randomly stumbled upon them on eBay a few weeks back and then decided to buy them, because that's kind of like my thing. So we're going to talk about the history of the actual figures. I'll tell you how much I paid for them and how much they kind of normally go for on eBay. There will be two videos in this set. There'll be this one today and there'll be Samurai on Sunday tomorrow for the remaining 8 figures in this box, because there's 8 in this one, and it'll follow this similar sort of format. But because this is actually these figures are actually based on historical characters in a historical context that I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the Western Hemisphere aren't aware of, I'm going to read the actual blurb out first so we actually get to know what this is all about, because it's not just some random figures from the Second World War or the First World War. These guys are all sort of named with personalities. So I'm just going to do that first because it's interesting, in my opinion. So historical research was by Etsuko Yagyu. Please, I apologise for pronunciation, anybody in Japan that's watching. I'm doing my best. So Chusingura, or The Lives of the 47 Loyal Retainers, is perhaps the best known tale of old Japan. It has been immortalised in countless plays, movies, paintings, drawings, and in every form of literature. It has captured the imagination because it is a true story which best exemplifies a samurai warrior's code of honour and duty. March 14th, 1701, the 14th year of the Japanese Genroku era, was the day set for an important ceremony in the city of Edo, now Tokyo, where the shogun or military governor of Japan would receive an envoy from the imperial court of Kyoto. Takuminokami Asano, the daimyo or lord of Eiko castle in western Japan, was to serve on the reception committee. Since Asano was ignorant of the complicated ritual and protocol of the court, Lord Kozukinosuke Kira was assigned to teach him. Kira, however, expected payment in return for his instruction, but Asano was too proud to submit to bribery. Kira, of course, became angry and devised every insult he could think of to humiliate the young man. Finally, Kira advised Asano of the wrong clothes to wear at one of the ceremonies. When Asano realised that he had been made a fool of, his anger rose to an uncontrollable pitch and he stabbed at Kira with his sword, wounding him in the head. At that time, merely to draw a sword in the shogun's castle, much less to draw blood, was a capital offence. For his crime, Asano was ordered to commit harakiri. His lands were confiscated and his name extinguished. The retainers of Asano now became ronin, or masterless samurai, were determined to kill Kira in revenge for the death of their master. However, Kira, fearing for his life, secluded himself in his mansion and surrounded himself with the best swordsmen he could find as bodyguards. Finally, 47 of Asano's former retainers, after waiting almost 2 years in order to put Kira at ease, stormed Kira's mansion early in the morning of December 15th, 1702. The fighting was fierce and lasted almost 2 hours, but whereas 17 of Kira's men were killed and 20 wounded, only 4 of the raiders were slightly hurt. The cowardly Kira was found hiding in a charcoal shed, and when given the chance for an honourable death by harakiri, he could only babble. Thus they slew him. The 47 then marched through the snow-covered streets of Edo to Sangakuji Shrine, where they placed the head of their enemy on their master's grave. The 47 now had to answer for their crimes because vendetta was against the law. The shogun, although he sympathised with the 47 and admired their courage, had to sentence them to death, and so the 47 loyal retainers committed harakiri and followed their master. This is Chusingura, a fierce tale of vengeance and duty in the face of death. Okay, so now we've got through that, let's have a look at these figures and we'll go through the actual identities of them. So there's 4 figures in this box, and like I said, we'll do a similar thing tomorrow for the remaining 8, if you find this interesting, which I hope you do. So the first figure we're going to look at, now please do bear in mind that these are, like we said previously, 1976 tooling, so they're not up to modern standards, but they are rather hard to come about. Oh yeah, prices, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Now I paid £7.30 with the postage for this set, which is the 2016 issue, 25410, and I paid £10.54 for that set. So I paid cheap money for these, I think. These normally go for around about sort of 10 to 15, 16, 17 pounds that I've seen that have actually sold. Currently on eBay, though, I'm buying it now, you're looking at sort of 30, 40, as much as £80 for the set, which, to be quite honest with you, is kind of ridiculous. But if you can get them for sort of 10, 15 quid, I think they're pretty interesting, to be honest with you, and offer something slightly different to what's, you know, the standard fare. So anyway, back to the story. This particular chap here, let's just have a quick look at him, and then we'll read his bio out. Now, as we can probably see, this guy is the leader of the band of Ronin. He's got quite a big spear here. We do appear to have a random arrow, which is obviously for our archer figure, and he's probably going to be carrying some of these other weapons from this weapon set. The rear, as we can see, is basically a coat, and he's got a formal sort of hat on, and he's pretty much to put together. All he needs to put on is, all we need to affix to him is his hand here, by the look of it. So he's just pretty much a one-piece figure, so quite simple to do. Now this guy is Kuranosuke Oishi. He was the principal retainer of the Ako clan, with a stipend of 1,500 koku in rice. 1 koku is about 5 bushels, and was the leader of the 47 retainers. He seems to have been well versed in both literary and martial arts. He studied under Soko Yamaga and Yinsai Ito, and was a master swordsman of the Togun school, although some people in those days said that he was as useless as a lamp in broad daylight. He was in fact a gentle, broad-minded man of discretion, and had good leadership as well. If it had not been for his ability, the samurai of the Ako clan could not have succeeded in their vendetta. It is well known that he indulged in pleasures in the Geisha district of Kyoto in order to deceive the enemy. It was at the age of 45 that he committed harakiri. So that's the leader. The next figure we've got is the archer here on the front. So let me just find his bio and we'll read out about him. This guy is Tozaemon Hayami, a samurai with a stipend of 150 koku in rice. He was the best archer of all the retainers of the Ako clan. He was in Edo at the time of Lord Asano's disgrace, and along with Sampai Kayano, he immediately went by palanquin, is that a horse or something? I'm not quite sure, to Ako, about 620 kilometers of Edo, to inform Kuronaki Oishi of the affair. The 2 express messengers kept riding in palanquins night and day and covered the distance in 4.5 days. At the raid on Akira's mansion, Hayami was in the front gate unit. He stayed outdoors, and his arrows threatened enemy samurai who tried to get out of the mansion. It was at the age of 40 that he committed harakiri. So next up, we've got another 2 figures. Oh dear. So we've got this spearman here, which is this figure. So obviously, again, we've got one figure that requires his hands putting on. So obviously this is to try and get the sort of poses correct, and this one looks pretty damn nice, to be honest with you. Yeah, it looks pretty good. He's very menacing and mean anyway. So this fella here is Kazuemon Fuya, formerly a samurai and beach administrator, sounds like a good job, with a stipend of 100 koku in rice. 5 or 6 years before Takumi no Kami Asano committed harakiri, Fuwa was sentenced to remain in confinement for a period of 100 days because of some crime, and he was relieved of his post at his own request. After that, he lived in Edo as a lordless samurai. In November 1701, when Kuranosuke Yishi paid a visit to Asano's grave, he forgave Fuwa and accepted him as one of his comrades. At the raid on Kira's mansion, Fuwa was in the rear gate unit and rendered the most distinguished service by killing 4 or 5 enemy samurai. It was at the age of 34 that he committed harakiri. Okay, and the next guy we've got is this one here, which is our swordsman. And as we can see, again, he's basically a complete figure, just requiring the arms for attachment, which obviously gives you some manipulation in pose. And you can see some just hints of chainmail on the front of him, I think, here. And he does appear to have some sort of chainmail on his arms as well, which is kind of interesting. I don't think this is flash, I think this is intentional. And it's supposed to be parts of the sleeves, because it does appear to be, you know, completely there. Hair, or is it a hat he's got on? I'm not 100% certain. We can see quite nice detail on his feet as well. So that's that one. And let's see who this guy is. What's his bio? This is Yasube Horibi. He was a samurai and orderly with a stipend of 200 koku rice, a master swordsman of the Shinkai school. He was originally a lordless samurai named Yasumi Nakayama. As he gained fame by his well-known vendetta at Takadanobaba, Edo, now Tokyo, he won the confidence of Yahei Horibi, one of Horeibai, of the retainers of the Ako clan, assigned to Asano's detached residence in Edo, and married his only daughter. Thus he changed his name to Yasube Harabi. After the Asano family became extinct, he went to Edo again and strenuously insisted that the retainers should make a raid on Kira's mansion as soon as possible. At the raid, he was in the rear gate unit and rendered distinguished service. It was at the age of 34 that he committed harakiri. So there we go. So that's our little tale of the 47 warriors of Chusingura. So that's the first 4 figures in the set, and like I said, we'll return tomorrow to do this particular set, which has 8 figures in it. So I hope you kind of found that interesting. I know I did, because I thought I was just getting sort of like 12 random samurai figures. So I'm really liking this whole historical context of this set. And to be honest with you, why Tamiya really just kept these 2 sets, I'm not really sure, because it seems like a really cool and interesting thing to do, which I think some other kit manufacturers have sort of taken up the torch with this sort of thing. So please do tune in tomorrow for our second instalment of Samurais, and hopefully we'll be a bit better with the Chinese lingo, the Japanese lingo by then. So thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and do remember to check out some of our other interesting videos. Thanks again. Be seeing you.